The Prime card is upon us. A day left from the card. The weigh-ins happened a few hours ago. I recorded Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul, the prediction, and KSR versus Tommy Fury, a prediction on that, and that is out on the channel. You can watch that. Right now, I'll be predicting every other fight. I had to stop recording in between because I had to go out, and that was rough. But yeah. So the first fight is Swarms versus Ed Matthews, which is a replacement for Ryan Tiller because he got arrested. Ed Matthews coming off a loss to Blueface, Swarms coming off a loss in the Survivor tag. It's a pretty close match skill-wise. I think Swarms is gonna have more because he's not taking this on short notice, and Ed Matthews just swings like a madman. Swarms might catch him with a few big shots, but I think Swarms takes a decision in this one. Astrid Vet versus Alexia Grace. The weigh-in for this fight was just very nice, but yeah, that's disgusting. But yeah, these two heated rivalry. They had that whole table break thing which looked fake but might be real. I think Alexia Grace is making a debut. Astrid Vet has a lot of experience. I pick her to win this one. Essex versus DTG. DTG has experience, Essex making his debut, but Essex is at London Shoot Fighters, which is a big plus. And I think this is going to be a close one, but I think DTG might edge a decision in this one as well. By the way, I think Astrid knocks out Alexia Grace in round 1 or round 2 very early. Chase Jammer versus Tempo Arts for the title. Chase Jammer, a very controversial career so far. You know, a weird loss to Josh Bruckner, an embarrassing loss, and then a DQ loss where he won, but then he thought it was MMA and started ground pounding and doing the Israel Adesanya arrows. And then the Alan Belcher fight where he lost again very weirdly by his coach and him being an idiot. Tempo beat Godson. I think Demore has more experience and looks pretty big frame wise. I think he's just gonna throw a lot of straight punches and land, and Tempo Arts will be out of there by round 2, I think. The tag team championship match, Nick Lamar and Alex Wasabi versus Los Pineda Coladas. Pineda has the most experience here and the most skill, but I feel like the physicality by Nick Lamar and Alex Wasabi will counteract that skill, and that skill from Pineda won't be that useful in this fight. And I see B-Dave getting stopped by either Alex Wasabi or Nick Lamar, probably Nick Lamar. I think that is how the fight ends, a late stoppage by either Nick Lamar or Alex Wasabi to B-Dave. I don't think Pineda is getting stopped in this one. He does have a decent chin. He got dropped by KSI several times where he didn't go out either. Whindersson Nunes was my mate Nate, the Kingpin rejects, if I may say so. Both lost to King Kenny. Whindersson did beat Felipe. Whindersson seems to have a little bit more skill. My mate Nate doesn't really have that killer instinct, it seems, but he could have it in the ring. I just don't know yet. But I think in this one we're going to see Whindersson Nunes win a decision in a pretty competitive fight, but it could be Whindersson Nunes dropping my mate Nate with a body shot as well. But I do think this ends in a decision for Whindersson. Kenny versus Taylor, a very good one. I think Kenny is skill-wise one of the only people who can match Anthony Taylor, and that's another compliment to Taylor. He's a proper fighter coming in to fight influencers, which is not a great thing. I don't like that from Virgo or Taylor personally, but none of my business. But yeah, this is a good fight. I think stylistically it's a bad matchup for Anthony Taylor. I think he's gonna get clipped. King Kenny's gonna keep using his jab and the distance game, which he has an advantage because he is taller and has more range. I think King Kenny takes a decision in this one. I think starting off King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor is going to be both fighters being very passive and seeing what the other is going to do. I think the ending of the fight is going to be very explosive. Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks, another DTG in Dean the Great, weirdly, but yeah. The rematch, I think Waleed Sharks just has more skill than Dean the Great. We saw that in the first fight. Waleed got careless though and then got paid and then paid for it. I think in this one, Waleed Sharks and Dean the Great will again put on another barn burner. But I think in this one, Waleed Sharks is going to stop Dean the Great in the later rounds very viciously. And then the main event of this predictions video, Salt Papi versus Slim. I can close this shit now. And yeah, this is a very good fight. I cannot wait for this. But it doesn't make sense that Salt Papi is getting a title shot after a loss, an embarrassing loss. I think Salt Papi is letting the fame get to his head a bit, because he keeps saying shit like, oh, they need to pay me more for rounds and stuff, and he doesn't even have like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Neither do I, but I'm not the one boxing and saying all this shit. And he thinks he's a big name. He couldn't even sell out a card by himself, and that's not an insult. I like Salt Papi, but he's letting everything get to his head a bit. And Slim, on the other hand, very skillful as well. But I think the range and everything and the power they both possess is going to lead to Slim getting a decision victory in a very explosive fight. I think it's going to be very explosive. Both fighters landing big shot. I can see Slim getting dropped, but I see Slim taking the decision in this one and winning the middleweight title actually. And these were my predictions. I predicted the co-main and main. You can check them out on the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll try and record my live reaction to all these fights because I'm excited. But I don't know, I'm very tired and I have to go out again in the morning, so it should be even more tiring. Definitely, I'll try and get some sleep. But yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and goodbye.